Right. So that's what I was saying. That's the point I got cut off at. I got to remember that point that I was trying to make.
All right. So we're back live. I'm not going to do what I was just doing just now. It's a stupid setup, man. I swear. I need to refresh this computer. I built it back in 2020. I didn't realize how old this thing is. I mean, it's still good. I mean, I have no issues with it. It's just that one thing with this Link camera that's always been an issue since day one. Oh, well. Let me make sure. Yeah, everything's set up still.
Okay, it's all good.
Yeah. So we were talking about your Zelda experience and how I don't like it.
Yeah. So what I was saying at the point when I stopped was that in Zelda, usually what you need in an area is there, right?
Yeah.
When you need it, right? So, and a lot of the tropes of like that we know and expect, they don't do, but also do, right? And once you start to figure out their mindset and design wise, and you understand what's going on a lot easier. And that's what happened with me. But so basically what I'm saying, like, for example, like you see a bunch of bees around that plant thing, and you see the sap, right? You know what's gonna happen. You mess with them bees, they're gonna attack you. But why would you even bother? The honey thing, you know that's gonna be worth a lot of health, and it is, right? So you better be able to attack them, and then the first attack isn't enough. You have to be ready for a second attack, right? And it won't be the same attack you did the first time because they already have dodged to the side, like flying, and coming to attack you. For you to attack them before they hit you, otherwise, because basically that's gonna be a knock on your health and does half the value of that honey is gone, right?
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that. There's all these like traditional things in Zelda that are there, but they twist them up slightly, right? You just gotta think of it more open world game, less Zelda. They have the quests when you talk to people and they tell you go do stuff, and then when you pick it, it puts a dot of where you need to go, right? There's all these shrines you find everywhere, and at least you unlock the shrine. You may not get the orb out of it because you can't figure out the puzzle, which I've always figured out the puzzle, or I just use the internet. Either way, and then when you get the shrine, now you have a point you can teleport to for fast travel, right? You start traveling around everywhere and you find stuff. And then the fact that the weapons break, I gotta say, I still don't like it, but it's what they say. There's always plentiful weapons and things you need to defend yourself, right? If you need fire arrows or for something, all of a sudden you're finding fire arrows, right? Ice arrows, all that stuff. Everything you need, all of a sudden, it happens to be plentiful in the areas, in the places where you find stuff. The mushrooms you need that when you cook them, give you certain effects like protecting you from fire or cold, or whatever.
What's up, Poe?
What's up, Poe? What's up, Google Poe? Welcome back.
He said snore on the Nintendo Talk.
Yeah, but it's like Zelda meets Skyrim in many ways in terms of the open world and all of that. So it caught me, but I guess your expectations were different. So there's that. Yeah. It's not the tradition.
Well, I mean, when I had it, people were like saying, "Oh my God, it's the greatest Zelda ever!" You know, like everybody says, and I bought into the hype. But when I played it, I'm like, nah.
It's not better than Zelda 3, right? On Super Nintendo. It's standing on the shoulders of Ocarina of the Time of Ocarina of Time. I could say it's better than Ocarina of Time. I believe that, but that's not really a fair comparison considering the limitations of the time and the limitations of when they made this game, which is a Wii U game, really, right? Like, it's still a better game in spite of that. When you balance, when your just scores for that or your perception for that, still I find this better than Ocarina of Time. And Ocarina of Time, in case you don't know, for its time was the highest ranked game ever in any publication you looked at, like history making. Like it got full scores from Famitsu, IGN, Yo Mama, everybody.
Yo Mama.
everybody, yo, mama, son.
Yo,
I'm
mama,
telling you,
son.
like Ocarina
What's
of
up,
Time
B?
was just seen as like, you know, a new level up.
No, you gotta say like, "Shup, son."
What's up, son?
You got that like that heavy. It's not a list, but it's like "Shup, son."
Yeah. You do it better than me. But yeah, but that's how it is though. Like the game, like because they've had a couple of others in between, like that and Ocarina of Time. They had Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess. They all did stuff better and better and better. But this was all of that plus the open world. And the open world isn't just an empty open world. A lot of these open worlds, they put stuff where it's like it's copy, paste, repeat, and you find 18 versions of the same like mini dungeon. They'll have a treasure chest for you that might have a slightly better sword, right? But it's copy paste. You find a version of that dungeon everywhere. That mini dungeon, even the mini dungeons are different.
Yeah.
Right. Things are different. Like, but the one thing I don't like is my defense or whatever, like bosses hitting me. Like I did 12 of those shrines. Every time you do a shrine, right? Like the thing for the teleporter, there's a puzzle thing you got to do. And at the end, when you get there, you get this orb, right? 4 orbs. You can go to a statue where you pray. You can either get a heart or you get more stamina, right?
Yeah.
I had 16 of them, but I found the first 4 of them, like the early dungeon guy, he allows me to upgrade. I picked stamina, which was good for climbing. Thank God I did that. Right. But only today, after doing like 14 more of them, then I find the statue to pray to upgrade my like health and stamina again, right?
Yeah.
Because I beat 2 of the massive bosses thus far, right? But I only had the 3 health or the 4 health, right? So one hit from the boss, that's usually my ass, right? I'm usually dead, right? So I had to like learn how to master the bosses and not get hit to beat them, because one hit from them was usually my ass. If not, I'm down to half a heart if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how I beat the first boss I fought the first time. I was lucky that I had that last extra half health to get the last swing in and actually beat him before I died. So
so what about the overall system? How you liking it?
The system. So here's the thing. It's not comfy at all.
Oh, because the way we're talking about last time was just not a good grip.
It's flat. Oh my God, it's terrible. People talking crap about the Xbox LIX and them grips. Boy, you better be happy them grips is there. Not that the Ally and the LIX aren't comfy, right? To hold. But them sticks, boy. Listen, now I see why most people say they leave their Switch docked.
Yeah.
Bro, last week we didn't have the show, so that's what I played. Zelda, I finally plugged into my TV.
You used the Pro controller?
Yeah, I used the Pro controller. Oh, that Pro controller is fabulous. It's a fabulous controller.
Yeah, it's better than playing with those stupid joysticks, man.
Yes. It's almost as good as the Xbox, almost as good. Very comfy to control. I don't even think about it. It's just a good controller, right?
Yeah.
I have a good time with it.
No, I've never liked the Joy-Cons at all. They're too tiny. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're made for kids, like the younger generations. But still, like I don't have big hands, but they're big enough where it's just uncomfortable with the Joy-Cons and right. And so I just used the even when I went mobile, I would carry my Pro controller with me because the Joy-Cons just suck. Even when they're attached to the attachment thing, the accessory.
This is why I always thought, they should have had, because remember the original Switch was like the NVIDIA Shield, right?
Yeah.
Which already exists in a box, the NVIDIA Shield TV. Why don't they just make a TV version of the Switch, right? That you only plug into the TV, and that's it, right? Like, and it comes to that. Like, I see now why everybody does that.
Yeah,
bro. I see now. Like, it's bro, my God, it's a pain.
It is.
Dick.
It is. Yeah.
My hands start cramping after a while. I do like this V shape with my bro. It's terrible.
You're gonna get arthritis really soon with that system.
Yo, Nintendo's handhelds have always been bad with that. Like the GBA, the first one was great. The SP, terrible because it did that same thing to me, right?
Yeah.
Even the old school Game Boy, which wasn't as bad, overtime would get you. But after a while, you might get used to it. But slowly, you're messing up your wrist.
Yeah. I mean, Realist got some ogre hands, so I'm sure his is like his one thumb is covering the whole system.
Bro,
I had better sense than to ever use the Wiimotes or whatever they call Joy-Cons.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying
everybody's just like, no. I'm using I always had noticed that people always said they just leave it docked. Yeah, bro, I'm leaving it docked. It's not Listen, if I could get some kind of like, in fact, I think JSOX and D-Brand, of course, have stuff, right?
Yeah.
I probably should have showed you that, but it has like these grips you put on the back, and that's what I feel I need. That might be comfortable, but even then, them Joy-Con analog sticks are ass,
they bust
bro.
a son.
They ass, straight ass.
Even like
that rapper.
Before they came out with those Hories, they had like a I guess I don't know, palm extender, like something you clip the Switch into so that it has a more comfortable grip.
Yeah,
I used those. I would never use those Joy-Cons, bro. They're too little. They were narrow, and then for the most part, I would use the Pro controllers until I found the Hories. The Hories are basically like Xbox controllers cut in half, or the Pro controller cut in half, however you want to say it. But
yeah,
I wouldn't like, even though these look bigger, I'd have to hold it to see.
So, no, I'm sorry. You can continue because I was gonna say because I want to talk about
No, I'm not showing that yet. I'm just kind of setting it up because I had to restart the computer.
Oh, okay. I was just about to talk about
it's just showing
it into the TV.
My logo right now on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Did you sign up for the online thing on Nintendo?
Yeah, I did.
You did the $20 one?
Yeah. No. The $50 one. So
No.
you get all the retro games and stuff, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's just there. It's just I want to play Mario 3. It's there, which uncomfortable to play. If I want to play, Super Mario World, it's there. If I want to play Ocarina of Time, it's there. A lot of third-party stuff is there too. But every time I run, it has to like check on the internet if I'm allowed to play, which is annoying. Like,
is it that bad for Nintendo stuff to be streamed or? Because you see a bunch of shit
streamed.
That's online.
It's emulation. Well, like Mario 3 is just a ROM file.
Wait. But how would one know by playing the game?
Yeah.
It's just a picture. Let's just say the setup is the camera's on you. You have the game on the background, full screen, right? Kind of like my setup right now with the stream, and you're playing an emulated Nintendo game. How will they know it's emulated?
Nintendo is the one emulating it. That's what I'm saying. Like those versions that I'm playing, it's just an emulator. That's what
but I guess I'm going back. I guess I kind of lost it here. Where Nintendo are picky about what's being streamed or not, right? Like they'll sue people because of it.
Oh, yeah. Emulating a game while not playing on Switch.
Right. And so
right.
So I thought that's what you're talking about. That
no.
You gotta be picky about what you stream.
Oh no, I'm talking about the retro games they allow you to play because you have the online service. If you pay for the higher tier one, I think it's called the expansion pack or whatever.
Yeah,
you get to play NES and Super Nintendo and N64 games. But every time you launch the game, it has to like check online if you're allowed to play it or not.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay.
Right. Even though it should know I'm already a member of the thing and I'm not expired till next year. But it has to check every time. So if I'm offline, I've never tried offline, but I wonder what would happen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to play all this retro shit that I'm paying for.
I need to check on my account if my Nintendo Online's still on, because I got the family one.
Oh, okay.
But
so you would have access to that stuff, I guess. So that's what I'm saying. I played a little bit of that, but like for the TV, that was the thing I was going to talk about. But I think Realist was saying something first beforehand.
We were talking about controllers.
Yeah.
And that was about the old Switch. Basically, I'd have to hold it before I complain about the new Switch. But like I said, I'm not trying too hard to get it.
Right.
It don't fall in my lap because like when I go to Walmart, if it's not there, because they got all the peripherals, right? The cameras, the controllers, they got all that stuff there. They just don't have the console.
Yeah.
If they don't have it, I'm not really worried.
Well, no. I mean, they're not gonna. I don't know about your Walmarts, but at least the ones I've gone to, they don't even put the consoles in the case in the main aisle where all the games are at. They keep it in the back or behind a big counter, the electronics counter that they have. They have it all caged up and everything.
Mhm.
So you have to kind of look. So you have to kind of look, and I'll take a picture one day when these and show you guys. But you go to the electronics counter, checkout counter, and it's kind of like a U-shaped formation. And behind a counter within that U shape is another cabinet, and you can see all the products, like the high-end products, all caged up.
Bro, that's because y'all stealing over there.
Man.
They do the same thing at Sam's.
Do they?
Yeah, like all the like.
Well, Sam's Club's like you get a little paper, says I want this, right?
But no, like
Yeah.
all your gaming stuff is in like a see-through cage.
Oh, is it? No,
That's
the way,
like what you're talking about at Walmart.
Yeah.
Like everything's back there. The AirPods, all the tablets. all
Right,
this-
right, right. And then you have to call somebody to come and take one out
No,
for you.
it's,
And
no,
then
it's
instead of
behind.
giving them,
It's behind the. I don't know
Counter?
about your Walmart, but like now Walmarts have been kind of like repositioned to where there's like a long countertop, registers on it, going in like he said in a no, it's really like a square. In the back of the square, you have those cages with all the electronics in it.
yeah.
So there's people manning the stations. You know what I mean? So like, you don't have to look for anybody.
No. There's always somebody there unless the shift is over, then nobody's there. You have to call somebody.
Yeah.
But who's going at 10 o'clock to look for a Switch, right? It's like, hey, I'm looking for a Switch. It's like, dude, it's after hours.
I
Right?
hard Nintendo
But
fan,
you
I
can be a
guess.
memory card.
Yeah. But like,
Hey, the rematch drop?
Huh?
Y'all probably don't care.
What?
Rematch. Oh yeah, it came out today.
rematch. What's rematch?
That soccer game by Slow Clap.
Nah.
Oh, vaguely remember that.
Okay, the same people who made Sifu made like
Uh-huh.
an arcade soccer game.
Oh right. Oh no, I forgot about that. I gotta look into that.
It's a Game
Rematch,
Pass.
right? It's a
Game
game.
Pass.
Oh, see this?
On all
Love it.
platforms?
Duh.
Play anywhere?
Look, man. Of course, it's in Game Pass. And it was,
Oh,
is
on the-
it?
And it was on the stage. So everybody was like poo-pooing it, but you know, like I don't understand people who complain about stuff that they never even try. So, dude, everybody's done with exclusivity. The only people who Sony's gonna be able to do that with are their China hero people, and small studios who can't get a game to market. Like Slow Clap used it for Sifu, but their games are gonna be multiplayer. Plus, I think, man, Tencent is pretty much owning everybody, a piece of everybody now. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
nobody.
I think they just bought a piece of Who did they just get a piece of?
That ass.
10-cent did. Fuck, I'm not gonna remember, but yeah, 10-cent got a piece of somebody recent. I was hoping you would remember this.
Yeah. They
I
got
know
a piece,
you focus on
they
that
got a
stuff.
piece of that
Well,
ass.
they
They got
buy,
a piece of somebody's ass for real.
they buy so much. And
Yes,
it's
all
like,
the time.
They got Remedy. Let's see, Nexon.
Yes.
Well, they're trying to buy Nexon outright.
Yeah, that's the one I see they are trying to do that with.
They bought into Platinum Games, Larian, which we know.
Yes, you know about that.
Yeah, I'm just because there was somebody that they just invested in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If
It
you
just
really want me
happened.
to,
It was
man,
a
I
name
can-
of note.
If you allow me to, I can pull up this article real quick. All right, put it up. Riot
Alright.
Games, 100%. Epic,
It must have been
40%.
Riot.
Larian, 30%. From, 16%. Crafton, 13%, or 14%, because 13.9. Ubisoft, 11%. Activision, that's been bought out. Grinding Gear Games, 80%. So Tencent is pretty much responsible for Path of Exile.
Yep.
Remedy, they only own 3.8 or 14%. Remedy,
That's a
Lay
nice
you.
little chunk.
which I don't know what they make. Oh, Leyu owns Warframe,
Yes.
Digital Extreme, Splash Damage, and Athlon. Inflection, they made Nightingale. I know y'all didn't play it. Supercell, they made Clash of Clans. Dude,
Yes. Clash of Clans and Clash of Clans.
Tencent got a piece of all the big live service games not owned
Yeah.
by Microsoft, bro.
Yeah, to make that continuing revenue.
Platinum, Jaeger.
I think it was platinum.
Frontier.
I think it was platinum. I think it was platinum.
Nah, that
I
was
think it was-
2020.
Oh,
Jaeger, Frontier. They make Elite Dangerous and Planet Zoo. Cacao. That's
You
one.
said cacao.
That's one that's recent. They make Black Desert, and that's why they didn't need Sony's little hush money.
that's right. I heard about
Paradox, which makes the what do they call them? Forex games.
What was that soccer game called?
Rematch.
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 Yeah. I don't, oh dang! I didn't know they bought into Discord. Okay.
Discord. That's like it. Might be Discord. Might be Discord.
That's old. I'm
That's
just saying,
old?
I didn't know they put money into them like that.
It was
You remember
something of
Microsoft
note.
offered them 12. Microsoft
When I heard
raised
it,
them
I
for
was like,
12
oh.
billion.
Yeah. Anytime Microsoft is trying to buy a social network type thing, something happens.
They didn't want to sell. TikTok. I think they'd much rather be out, like just get it out of here. But it's making too much money.
Yeah.
Wish I
Okay,
could remember.
what you been playing, Tech?
Oh, I didn't
Avowed.
finish the TV thing. I didn't finish the TV thing I was gonna say.
Oh, what were you gonna say about TV?
Okay, so when you plug it in, right? Like, you know,
Hey
it
now,
shows
it's a
up or whatever.
family show.
You know, it shows up or whatever. What do you mean, hey now, it's a family show?
He
I
said
didn't catch you.
when you plug it in.
Yeah, when you plug it into the TV.
I'm being dirty, dude.
I thought you was a family show. Got you. Anyway, so yeah, like it shows up and all, but you know, it doesn't do VRR. It doesn't do 4K at 120. But if you want 120 hertz, you gotta do either 1080p or 1440p. But it won't let me do 1440p out. But I know I've seen that before. My TV does 1440p and shows the signals to whatever device asks.
Yeah.
So, but it always goes to 4K 60. So like Mario Kart is 60 frames, but it draws at 120, and they're saying it's making a bit of a blur, which I do think I noticed, the little blur, right? But the older you get, you know, your up close vision ain't hot shit. So maybe you guys won't notice that.
Hey, I know.
I'm nearsighted AF, so I do see that shit, right? Because I'm nearsighted. I got microscopes for eyes. Let me tell you, I noticed these little details, and so especially when I read about them, and then it's like, you know how they say out of sight, out of mind, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's true. Because once you hear about it and then you see it, you can't unsee it.
You can't
that
unsee
blur.
it. Yeah.
Now I recognize the blur is there in the screen. That's not so hot. I've never seen anything truly 120 hertz in that system. The screen is very nice though. I like how it's bigger. So when we talk about the Xbox Ally later on, that's gonna be one of my critiques. I feel like I get that they're using the same screen and not doing OLED yet, but they could have went to at least 8 inches. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't. So
They didn't.
they didn't. But other than that, like the system, like it's just a better Switch. And I played with the Switch a little bit, but this just seems like a better, faster Switch. Like it's just a Switch to keep up more with the tech of today,
Yeah.
right? But it's still behind. It's just like
Well,
a
now
step
you
ahead
can
where it was-
participate with your buddy that's all about Nintendo, the one you kind of like let down during the show. What was
Yeah.
his name? Something Smith or no?
Harmon Smith.
Yeah.
That's not my buddy, but I don't know if he has any. Like I look like he has.
Now you guys can be, buddy fans of the Switch and talk about
Oh, one last thing I want to say: the online. So you're talking about the online. Like you notice how you asked me about the online, but all I said was the expansion pack thing, like
Yeah.
to play the extra games that are there.
Yeah.
Like you notice how I didn't say anything about playing online.
Yeah.
Like okay, I could go into Mario Kart and there's an online mode. You play your race against people, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see no way to make friends with people. I don't even see where my Nintendo number or code or whatever is to give
Yeah.
out.
I mean, from what I remember, like there was no way of friending someone like you do on Xbox, where you just bring up the guide and like highlight their profile and say, "I want to be your friend," right? I never see it. Maybe there is. I just don't see it. So you kind of have to tell each other your numbers, and then you have to.
Right, but I don't even know where my number is. And then when I go in the online thing in the menu,
Yeah.
all it shows me is the games,
Yeah.
from the service. So I don't like. Where is the friends list? And at least the friends that I have, right?
Yeah.
But it does show like events for games they're doing online.
Oh, are they?
Like if they're doing a tournament, whatever, it'll be on that page. You click it if you have the game installed, or it'll tell you to put the cartridge in if you don't have digitally or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why they have such a hard time implementing a good system.
No, but this is actually pretty well done, I must say. Like if, like for example, Mario Kart, right? It was a code, so I downloaded, so it's already on my system, right?
Yeah.
If there's a tournament or whatever that's on the page, when I click it, it launches the game right into that menu. It skips like the intros and all that shit and goes right to that section of the game, right? And it puts you in to to participate in if it's a race or whatever they're doing. So I like that because that reminds me of GameSpy back in the day, where you would use that to find the online matches, and when it launched Quake, but it would skip all the stuff and just launch right into the match. Right? It would just load the map up right into the match. And so Mario Kart seemed to do that. I like that. I wish Xbox, PlayStation did more of that. That would be cool. Other than that, it's just another one to keep up with, bro. But Nintendo is being Nintendo as always. And I just see I have a back catalog of a couple things here and there I might get, but not comfy to hold. It's just a console to play a couple of Nintendo things here and there. Was it worth the money? Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad that I bought it.
Yeah.
But if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't.
Right.
I'll put it like that. That's my review.
My last question: are you gonna go physical or digital on this?
On what?
The games on the system.
Well, I did that with the two Zeldas. If there's something of note that I care about, like that Radiant Silver gun that I bought from what their names even before I had the Switch, from Limited Run that I still don't have, right? Yeah. I will get shit like that. Like if Devil Blade Reboot comes out physically, I'm buying that, right? Like that's probably not a surprise to realists over here. Talk about the game all the goddamn time. That, or if they do an update for Ace Combat where it's 60 frames, I'm buying that cart. But I hear the cart might be empty. At least buy the game digitally. You know what I'm saying? But if the cart was a cart, then yeah, I would get the cart even if it was just half the game and I have to re-download the other half, right? I would still get that just to have a but only select things here and there, like I do with Xbox. When Halo came out, I got the disc, even though like I've always said, I knew ahead of time the disc was blank, but I got it to have, and I didn't just get the regular one either. I got the special edition one. For Switch games, I'll do stuff like that if it's something that matters to me. Right. But other than that, not really.
Yeah. Nice insider information about the Nintendo Switch that Sick is bought when it released. Good stuff. What Realist was asking me, what am I playing? I've been playing Avowed, dude. I haven't touched ever since finishing. What was the game that just recently came out that I finished? Oh, it was Doom. I finished Doom, and then I went back to Avowed, and then I've been stuck on Avowed because it's a good game, man. It's a fun game. It's good. And I explore the heck out of that game, man. I find stuff like, man, I had no idea that thing was there. There's all these treasure chests and these hidden little cave areas that things are just hidden there. There could be one treasure chest. There could be several. And then there's other places you got to have either a spell or the right equipment to crack open like a wall, right? And one of them is like you can break a wall with some sort of like, I don't know, some hard hitting maneuver. And I didn't have any of that, but then when you upgrade your guy, you can have like this rush ability where you just bust right through the wall. So that's good enough, and you'll find some nice equipment there. So it's a lot of fun, man. It's I got me some superb equipment now, Realist. Superb. And then I think I'm like a click away from making it into a legendary piece. And that's fun, dude. It's a fun game. I mean, it looks good too.
Or rematch just play anywhere. Nice.
Yeah.
Bro, it was on the showcase.
I didn't remember.
Damn.
Everything okay to play anywhere.
Yeah.
Right,
Man,
but I remember it was on the showcase. I just didn't remember that it was on the showcase. If I remember the showcase, I would have known that. Yeah, everything on the showcase,
Damn.
play anywhere, which I've always asked. I've always been asking for. So hey, it is what it is.
I'm glad they finally stepping the game up with that.
Yes, yes.
What?
Play anywhere.
Play anywhere.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, because that was lacking for a good number of years. You never heard anything about it. Now they're like talking about it.
Yep.
But no, Val, dude, Val's good. If you haven't started or just on the fence, it's a fun game. The big thing is, for one that doesn't know anything about it, you have to explore and loot everything. That way you can sell it or break it down. That way you can buy better stuff or upgrade better stuff. It's really good. So, and then your companions are on there too. They got some corny lines, but overall it's a good game. They got a good number of variety of enemies there, and you won't. I don't think one would get bored with it unless they're not into these type of games. I'm into it, so I'm not bored with it. Every night I'll play like 2 or 3 hours worth of this. So right now I'm in the third map. I think you said there was 4 maps, right? Real?
No. There's 6.
Oh, there's 6. Okay, so I'm at the third one.
Yes, and there's one more place to be.
Oh wow. Okay.
So maybe it's just like a dungeon, but like I said, I'm on the fifth area.
Oh, then I got a long ways to go then.
I mean,
Because I'm barely at the third one.
we
I'm at
always
third
talk about-
born. Is where I'm at. And that got me this badass sword, dude. I was just like slice and dice everybody. So I do a combination of wizard stuff and then smack him with the sword, man. Finish him off.
Nice.
And now like with the enemies, they have like some sort of meter. If you fill up the meter, then you do some special move with your equipment. So like with the sword, if their meter maxes out, you come in with your sword. It's just automatic where, oops, what the heck happened? Something happened on my screen. Oh no, it's okay. Where it goes into this kind of process of like slash, stab, and like brings the enemy in and then kicks him in the chest to finish him off. So, and the magic spells are really cool. I like using the ice rain that they have, where it's just like, bam, just ice. It just storms ice in a big circle. It just gets everything that's within that circle. And I've maxed out that, and I've been having a lot of fun with those, with just magic spells.
You're messing with the area of effect skills, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're catching everybody lacking one time.
I'll drive like I'll bait them too. Like, okay, I'm here, and they start running towards me. I'm like, bam, spell, and everybody gets like, oh my god, I'm getting hit by ice.
Well, that reminds me of the second boss in Zelda, because there's these bombs you get, right, that you can just spawn and throw, and apparently he's weak to that. When you throw one and he explodes on him, like he puts him in the stun state. You just run up and just whack the shit out of him, right?
Yeah.
Pause. And kill him quick. So that second boss was a lot easier because he happened to be. So it sounds a lot like that, where that's the one thing you had that just works, and it knocks them stupid, and you just wail on them.
Yeah, and I was reading some things or kind of watching some videos about Valve where, when you play these type of games where you have to upgrade your guy, like kind of like what do you call it, Fallout, where you upgrade intelligence, strength, those type of things. This game has it too. And one that I kept my go-to to upgrade has always been health and magic, right? And one video I was watching is like there's really no need to you upgrade when you have it, but there's no rush and focus to kind of strive for those upgrades, right? Be focused more on the equipment that you have, because those are worth more than what your attribute points are. And that's what I've been doing. So I've been dumping all my attribute points on my stamina because when you cast spells, you get tired. When you swing a sword, you get tired. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to continue on with, putting all my attribute points in stamina because when I'm in a battle with multiple enemies, then I want to make sure that I'm not tired too soon, right? And sure enough, man, my stamina bar is just like max, like keeps going. than the normal.
That was the first thing I upgraded in Zelda as well, was stamina.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you do stamina on hearts. And the first thing I did when I had opportunity was stamina. Which is a good thing too, because I had to climb up high things. But yeah, like stamina is important, especially when that's a function in the game. Like you said, with the sword swings, you're getting tired, and being able to run, right? You get in, you attack, and then you run off before they can attack you back. You know what I'm saying? That's always a tactic.
So here's a funny thing with the stamina. When you swing your sword, it knocks off a bit of stamina. If you do a power attack, then of course a big chunk of stamina goes down. The same thing with when you cast spells, not cast spells, but when you shoot with your wand, right? Not main spells, but just kind of like you shoot, kind of like Harry Potter, like yay, throws a little fireball, right?
Right.
So he gets tired after doing that, or a power spell. He's just like, I want to throw a big fireball instead of a little one, and so he gets tired and stamina depletes because of that. But when I run from one side of the map to the other, he doesn't get tired. There's no stamina depletion at all on the running.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool because I like to run in games.
But like, if you're fighting and you deplete your stamina and you try to run away because you're trying to dodge or do something to get away from getting hit,
you can't run.
You can't run. Yeah, you can't run.
Got no stamina.
Yeah,
he doesn't use it when he runs.
But I mean, overall, the game is fun. So I mean, I've been playing for the last, I don't know, since I stopped playing Doom a couple of weeks now, and it's a fun game. It looks pretty. It's not hard to pick up. I mean, it's just a fun game, man. I enjoy it. Yeah. And I thought there was only 4 maps. I'm like, okay, man, I think I'll just focus on this, finish this off, and then go back to Stalker because I haven't finished Stalker yet, and I'm not even close to finishing Stalker.
Oh yeah, but you're gonna be, but Stalker's a game you're gonna be playing in the background.
Yeah.
For a while you play other stuff, and eventually you'll beat it.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're gonna play some of that Warhammer with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I downloaded that one. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I downloaded that one. So that's what I need to start playing is Warhammer, or at least a co-op. Did you play it all?
No, because you were supposed to play together.
I was in H-Town, baby. Woo! Going to Space Center, Houston.
I don't knock you. I'm just saying. So I didn't play it yet because we were gonna play together. So
yeah. So last week I left Friday to Houston, and then we stopped by my mom's house and my dad's house for a bit. And then when it got late, I told the kids, let's go to Kima, because I had a hotel room set up for that one night, just that Friday night. And because we were gonna wake up early, go have breakfast, and then go to Space Center Houston. And I didn't want to stay at my mom's house because it's roughly an hour away, right? And I didn't want my mom to get up early to make any breakfast. Or it was like, I told the kids, we're just gonna get a hotel room. We'll stay by NASA, get up, no rush, have breakfast, and then go to NASA. They're like, okay, cool. They don't know any better. They just want to go, and it was fun. And we spent 4.5 hours there, man. And it's
really?
Not big. The place is not big. You could be done in 2 hours, but I did one add-on to the place, so Dad dragged it on a little bit more than I wanted to. But overall, it was fun.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah,
cool. I had a good time. So that was.
So pretty much that was Father's Day weekend. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, you had a good time with your family. It's always good, bro.
Yeah. I got to
play the game another
go
time.
see my dad. So.
Oh, yeah. Cool. I gotta go see my girlfriend's dad this weekend. So.
Oh damn! All right, fucker.
But I got parties to go to. Oh, I get the reference there. Yeah. But I got parties to go to. I got summer parties to go to. But the father thing was just something that happened at the end there, guys. That got added on.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But the games are here. We'll get to them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk about the show, man. What'd you guys think?
Ooh, Realist, you go first, bro.
Well, I mean, it was always going to be tough to match what they did last year. Weren't a lot of surprises. You know, everybody. I think was that us. Like I think we did it. Like we predicted uh, what we expected to see there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we got insider information.
It was always gonna be hard to I guess outdo themselves from last year.
Yeah.
You know, and then like honestly, I liked the Outer Worlds, but if they are showing their faith in the franchise, because like every year people complain about Sea of Thieves being shown at showcases. Right. Every time, oh man, yeah, but shoot, I mean, you can go look on Steam right now. It's like 12,000 people playing. So, and that's not even the primary platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the show. Of course, it wasn't as good as last year. So, how about this? Let me look up some of the games because that was what 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Where's my stuff?
Yeah, let me
look up what I got here for games. Because I think I jotted down some, and it's like some wish list that I saw, I think. No, I don't think I updated anything.
Xbox Game Showcase, June 8, 2025.
But for me, Clockwork took it, man. Watching Clockwork segment.
Oh, that was awesome.
Dude, that looked amazing.
But Clockwork, we've always been impressed with Clockwork.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like, I don't know.
It took it to a new level.
It felt different this time.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, because, they showed you more gameplay, but were you any more or less impressed? Like,
I'm more impressed.
More, yeah.
Bro, like, okay, when they first showed it, we saw gameplay. We saw the graphics were beautiful. They gave us a piece of the story. Now they gave us another little piece of the story. Basically, it has time travel, and it's like Bioshock-ish. And maybe it's not even trying to be like Bioshock, just because it has a steampunk. And
I think the graphics look even more beautiful. I think all those factors were improved upon, clear by anyone, like a good chunk. Like it almost looked like that was what we saw last time was like the original game, and it's like a sequel or something.
I don't know. To me,
like,
I think it was
difference. It
was introducing the characters, right?
Yeah, and I guess some of the gun customizations.
Yeah. I think the characters for me that they got introduced was like, okay, this looks awesome because those characters have their own personality, which every character has, but you just, I don't know, it was just completely different than what we've seen with other games.
Yeah. Because, they led with it. I would love for more people to like Outer Worlds. It sold 5 million, but that was over the course of years, and they were selling it for $199. I want to see like real genuine interest so that there is an Outer Worlds 3, because the games are only going to get bigger. And you're hearing rumors about how it's AAA-ish or AAA now. It seems like people kind of hesitate to call certain studios games from Microsoft AAA. But yeah, I'm looking at them. I mean, the highlight of the show, of course, for me was Final Fantasy 16. I immediately went to go buy it again and play it again. Y'all didn't ask what I'm playing, but that's what I'm playing.
I figured. I was gonna ask you that last week, actually.
Well, honestly, when I look at it, look, I love gaming showcases. Xbox, Microsoft by far had the best showcase, right? It's like showcase season has lost its luster.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Jeff Keighley can't replace E3. I'm glad that his shows are trash every year, because I don't like him either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather have E3 back. I'm glad that he can't get everybody to show up the way he needs to. You know what I mean? Just stick to the Game Awards and let all these others, because it was the organizer of PAX. They're trying to bring something back like 2 years ago. Then that fell through. Yeah. Because look at the games: Outer Worlds 2, and Clockwork Revolution. Those are the highlights. What was that game? Was that the Mudong game? Did y'all see that game? That looks like I want to say it's Chinese.
That's what Poe was
Oh
saying.
yeah. I call that Korean Splinter Cell. That's the game that did it for me.
Now that game looked fantastic.
Korean
And you
Splinter
have
Cell. That's why I'm calling it.
I wonder
Yeah,
what
man.
happened to my list, because I had a list of games I was
Well,
interested in. Now it's all gone.
You got that Asian weirdness going to it. I don't know if you guys played Planet of Lana, but it's not a game that's gonna get me super excited, but you know it's a good game, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind playing part 2. Ninja Gaiden 4. I still haven't beaten Black yet.
Dude,
Grounded?
I thought Gaiden, whatever you want to call it, when I first saw the first seconds clip, I was like, oh, look, another Final Fantasy game. This is awesome. And then it's is Ninja Gaiden. I say, oh crap! It's like, how did I misname that title or that game? Like, okay, it's NG. It's NG.
Yeah, because I mean, Ninja Gaiden, man, I wish they had revived it sooner. There's so many games, bro, and we say this all the time, but the highlights of the show for me were Outer Worlds 2, right? The only reason why I don't think it should have led, but then as I think about it, I'm glad that they did lead with it because it shows more confidence in the game, shows more confidence in Obsidian, because everybody wants to feel special, because it went from being the Xbox Bethesda showcase, the Xbox Activision showcase, not just the Xbox game showcase.
Yeah.
And so we're all one, and it's time to start putting some of these games out and putting some muscle behind them, because people have been complaining about Microsoft's marketing for years, right?
Yeah, that's always been a complaint. Yeah.
But my argument was always that Xbox didn't have anything that they felt like marketing at the time, that they felt like they should put that type of muscle behind, right? It's like now when you start to see these games, Outer Worlds 2 has a following. So those people who bought it at $199 might buy it at $70 or $80 or whatever it's going to cost. Right, Grounded 2, it's multi-plat. That game, honestly, I don't understand how that game is not what Minecraft is. It's so much, it's better.
What, you're in Grounded?
Grounded, yeah.
Yeah.
You got the mining, you got the crafting, and I have way more. I never played Minecraft. I know you're a Minecraft guy, but you know what? The only reason why I'm not saying that it's the highlight of the show is because we've seen it before.
Yeah.
And we've seen it on everybody's stage now. It's Blood of the Dawnwalker. That's probably my most anticipated game, along with that's with an imminent release, within the next year or so.
Yeah.
That game, Judas, Clockwork Revolution, but Blood of the Dawnwalker is made by people from CDPR. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I know. I remember the
with the guy. His
The vampires.
His sister
yeah.
had some kind of plague going on, and the vampire saved her.
Pretty much like a Blade, but not Blade.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he has the strengths and not weaknesses.
Yeah.
Because he's out in the sun.
Yeah.
And so I want to see how that comes together. And then Crimson Desert. Those are my 2 most anticipated games, above everything else. But Blood of the Dawnwalker, we've seen it on everybody's stage. High on Life 2. We all beat that game, right?
Yes.
Right.
Want that?
I mean,
Let's do it.
They do it.
I need to see more from Residence. A Plague's Tale Legacy. I need to see more from that game. You know what I mean? We know that they can tell a solid story. We know that they can make good graphics, Asobo. But I want to see some gameplay. We've seen progression. Because like I said, Innocence was by design limited combat. First big game for that they put out, and she could only pretty much sneak around. Second, she got the bolt action bow, and she was able to do more things. They gave her more ammo. Because if you pay attention to the way, did you guys play Plague's Tale Innocence?
Mm-hmm. I played both of them.
Okay, so if you notice, they limited you on your ammo so that the game would be pretty much predicated on stealth.
Yeah.
Whereas the second one, they gave you more ammo to invite more confrontation. And so I hope to see more of that from Resonance, because it also looks like it has nothing to do with, Hugo.
Yeah.
And what is her name? Starts with an A. Can't remember. But the show overall, I gave it an 8. You know, the games that caught my eye are the games we've seen already, right?
Yeah.
Which for me is Final Fantasy. You have Clockwork Revolution, Blood of the Dawn Walker. We didn't know about Resident. So
I
that's
don't
new.
remember Dawn Walker on any other show. This is like
It was on PlayStation stage too.
oh
Like everybody has shown Blood of the Dawn Walker. I mean, if look at what's his name, Leslie Benzies, right? Like everybody was pumping that Mind's Eye game because of the reputation. So when they say from the directors of Witcher 3, right? Imagine the push that this game is gonna get. Like it's been on everybody's stage.
yeah.
It was Beast of Reincarnation. I can't remember that. What kind of game was that?
I don't know.
I remember it being a Asian game, right? Yeah. Okay, that looks good too. What you see it now?
What the Dawn Walker?
No, Beast of
Oh
Reincarnation.
no.
Yeah.
No, I was just
good.
watching the Dawn Walker right now. I was playing it on the screen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look. I hope that they live up to the hype because Leslie Benzies definitely didn't. Guy from Rockstar, everybody's getting behind him. Then I find out that his money's from IO. So I don't know how much they're gonna put behind him. Yeah. So like that, they're the ones who's funding that. I don't know if you guys looked at it or watched any gameplay about it, but Chronos. But we've been seeing Chronos for 2 years now. That is that Remedy? Who makes Chronos? Sick.
That
It looks beautiful.
Crytek?
Nah, hell no.
I don't know.
Chronos is the game made by Bloober Team. With
Oh.
the guy, he got that. He looks like that Fallout suit on. It's like, yeah, that game looks good. I need to know more about it.
So this is the clip. I was like at the very beginning, like, oh, it's a Final Fantasy game. I don't know why that just came to mind, and then later I realized it's like, oh, it's Ninja Gaiden.
That Platinum looking. Platinum did this. Platinum has done Final Fantasy combat in the past.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like I thought he was alluding to that as a joke, but I don't think he realizes that like the influence of Final Fantasy 16's combat was many. But wasn't it from a dude who was involved in Devil May Cry? So a dude, basically from Platinum, like some staff from Platinum or whatever.
Yeah. I ain't gonna act like I know the names. That's why I just said Platinum.
Yeah, some Platinum dudes. So that's why that was purposeful. So I thought you was alluding to that connection, but I guess not.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden's gonna be sick, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so did you had Don you have Don Walker on the screen earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys either of you guys considered getting that Stellar game, Stellar Blade?
Stellar Cheeks on PC or Xbox? Nah.
Yeah, I'll put Don back on there.
I was never interested in that game. I just
Bro, I watched that that first one for like not 4. I watched it 10 times, bro. I can't wait for that game. I love vampires.
Oh yeah.
And
still waiting on Vampire the Masquerade, which they said they back on track and stuff and blah blah. I've been hearing. And didn't they show footage recently?
Let me
Like
down too many times, bro.
it's imminent, maybe even.
Yeah, it is. It has had a 25 release date, but there were some hiccups. I just hope that I hope they do.
It was more than a hiccup,
justice,
but is
Poe
supposedly better.
Poe wants to make sure that you read what he said because he wrote it down the second time. He said Ninja Gaiden 4 looked a lot better than I thought it would be, and he said it twice.
It looked hot the first time. Well, it looked better. It did look better, but it looked hot the first time. Everybody
it looked great the first time. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody was hyped. Everybody was hyped.
Oh, and that's when they released the black one, right? Ninja Gaiden Black.
Yeah, they did a shadow. They did a shadow drop.
Shadow drop
it was at the developer direct where they
That's
announced
right.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah,
right.
I remember now. And everybody like, wow, yeah. The crowd went wild.
Yep. We did. And so when people get anti-Christian or they hate the church, or they just use all the tropes with the church thing. It's a relatable thing.
Yeah.
So they'll push that. It'll seem like hate, particularly if you're religious or whatever, you might feel insulted by it, but it's just really a trope.
Oh man. So
if you that guy, I don't know.
Evil church. No. Okay, do you guys get on TikTok? No?
I don't use TikTok.
Okay. There's these AI videos coming out that are freaking hilarious. It is worth signing. It's worth signing up for TikTok only for that.
Wow.
And it's these AI videos of church characters like Jesus, Moses, David and Goliath, Noah, and
Moses. That's a big no-no. That's a big no-no.
It is. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I can't stop laughing and watching them because they're hilarious. Like they have Jesus on a crucifix, and he's like, "Yo, this is God about to BRB." Oh my!
Have y'all seen that game I Am Jesus Christ on Steam?
No, I'm not surprised there's a game named that though.
Bro, like. I can't wait to play it.
And he got
the demo.
And then you got David. David said, like this kid. It's like, yo, he's like, yo, it's your boy David. I'm about to yeet this rock to Goliath. And then he got Moses. I was like, I told them, but no, they didn't want to come with me. They want to stay back in Egypt and stacking up bricks, which means the pyramids, right? And he's in the middle of the ocean, which it's split open.
Oh, Moses. I'm sorry. I got him confused with Muhammad. My bad.
No. So he has his staff. And he's in the middle of the ocean with the ocean split open in half, right?
Beard?
And he has a beard and everything. He's like saying, I told him to come, but no, they wanted to stay in Egypt and stack bricks. It's like, no, they didn't. Oh, it's the funniest, dude. I can't even. Oh, they even got the Virgin Mary, right? She goes, yo, I was told that God was gonna make me. I'm gonna be pregnant, and I don't think my parents are gonna buy it.
Bro, did they show Mary Magdalene giving something to Jesus?
No, not that one. But they do have an Adam and Eve one too, and that one's funny.
Oh.
Like all the ones I've seen that's all church related, like Bible related, they're funny, dude. I cannot stop laughing from those videos. And I told my kids, like, man, you think if we play this at church, like the kids would be more interested in church?
No.
Oh no. Yeah.
The church is yeah.
But now they got the videos of the gorillas, like they have a GoPro on their heads or they're talking to a GoPro. And I was like, yo, I just took a dump at those humans' tent. Man, I think that was a mistake. They start running.
When they're giving bananas to I guess it's a orangutan or whatever. He's like snatching them, yoink, and then like he'll break them in his armpit. He'll break them in his armpit, right? And he was like, and they're swinging a banana in front of him for him to come grab it, right?
Yeah.
And he's playing hard to get, and he's pretending like he's not wanting it, and he's like, give me that banana. And he goes and he breaks it in, and he eats it in like half a second.
Oh my
literally.
Gosh.
He'll grab it lightning quick, zoom.
I'm sure they're on YouTube Shorts or something.
Smash it, and then yoop in his mouth instantly. Yeah. And then half the banana goes flying. He didn't even eat half of it.
Oh my gosh, those things are funny, dude. I cannot look away.
And the voiceover. Yo, that's the dude who does these with dogs, bro. Like,
and then you got the gorilla like, yo, it's my boy Yeti. Come here, Yeti. Oh my gosh, those things are funny, man. I mean, holy cow! And then you got there's the one of a Mexican grandma getting chased by ice and they can't catch her.
Oh no! Why am I laughing at that? no.
And
No,
she's throwing tortillas behind her.
Why not? Is there a tortillas? Really? No.
Oh my god,
No.
dude, it's entertaining. I losing my shit because of these videos, man.
As she runs. Oh no,
Like,
man! What the fuck? Why?
These guys are after me, but they can't catch me. And old grandma is like running with the chunk.
Yo, and here's the funny thing, yo.
Oh my
People will be
gosh!
so offended at that.
Oh, people would be offended. They're just a bunch of. They got a bug up their asses.
Yeah, but remember when they were offended at Speedy Gonzalez, right? That they
So
basically
stupid.
tried to erase him, right?
Yeah.
And then the entire Mexican community was like, "Yo, what you doing? We like him. We're not offended. Bring him back." And they did.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, this is when you try too hard. This is when you try too hard,
yeah.
right?" Like, bro, I swear, and I swear the Mexican community all said in like one unified voice, like, "Yo, we're not offended by Speedy Gonzalez. Bring him back. We like him. It's all good." And they instantly did.
Yeah, I hate that people try to get offended for other people, right? It's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get that.
Yeah, that's a Karen trope. You want to talk about tropes there, Google Pool? There's a trope right there. Karens, they've always existed. Oh, we all hate Karens.
This one looks good too. This one that's playing right now. This is what you guys were talking about earlier too? This Asian one?
Yes.
And it's only Asian because she is Asian.
All in Feathers, or is this the other one?
I don't know which one's this called. Well, I guess I'll wait, but it looks freaking awesome.
I don't know if this is Wu Chang or if this is another game. It's another game. But that game looks dope.
Then he got Raiden here. Okay, it's not Raiden. Kind of looks like him. Oh, but he was asking about Stellar Blade. What about monkeys and blacks? Cute monkeys, is that bad?
Oh shit.
I think sick. I mean, Realist is asking about Beast of Reincarnation. That one looks good.
Yeah, Beast of Reincarnation. Yes.
He was asking her about Stellar Blade.
Yes.
No, I asked if you guys considered it because it's on PC now.
Oh,
You
is
have a
it?
PlayStation 5.
I got the PlayStation. I'm waiting for the price to drop before I buy it.
Yeah, I'm not paying 70, but it's
No.
60 on PC.
Yeah, I'm not paying full price for it. I'm waiting for a good price drop. So, and then
I'll wait for the price drop of all price drops, and it's like $9.99, $5.99.
Hey, that's me at this point, man.
Look,
Okay,
I'm not
skip
inclined
this
to
and
buy
look for-
any games this year.
No, I've been telling you,
No.
dude. I've told you how many I bought like this generation. Maybe once, 5 games. So that's once a year since the generation is 5 years old. Where I bought at full price, whether it's $40 or $70.
I bought some games. It's just that like now it's time to play them, and if I can't play what I have, I don't want to keep adding on to it.
Right.
Unless it's something that I think is good enough to drop everything. Because if I was in Game Pass, I said I'm dropping everything for Avowed. Said I was dropping everything for Stalker. Then I dropped Stalker. When Dawnwalker drops, I'm dropping everything. When Crimson Desert drops,
Yeah.
I'm dropping everything. I dropped everything for Indiana Jones. So it's like, but those games are hitting Game Pass, so I don't have to pay for them.
Dude, when I was watching this show and I saw like almost everything was Game Pass, I was like, dude,
Yes.
we're done. I was like, I can't keep up.
Good.
I
Yeah,
can't.
and we knew this was gonna happen.
If we knew it was gonna happen, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
So what are we mad
I was like,
about?
I can't
Let's
keep
talk
up.
about Game
I
Pass
have my
number one.
list. I got my Excel sheet that tells me what games I want to play, but who knows when that be, right?
And not making excuses for price increases, but when they increase the price of Game Pass, we knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, this is why we were cool with it. Like, did we like the fact that they're increasing the price? No, but we can accept it easily because we see the value in it.
I'm
over
playing
time, they're
more
adding
than what I'm paying
more-
per year.
Yeah, but that was always the case, obviously, right? That's the whole point of Game Pass. But every year, that value gets better, not worse. Even if you consider the price increases, even with the price increases, the cadence of game releases has increased.
Oh, it has.
exponentially.
Yeah.
So it makes up for that and then some, right? Like the little bit of loss that you may incur percentage-wise because they increased the price.
But we've always said this too.
More than made
It's
it up
like,
with the amount of games that are coming out. It's coming out faster.
the
It's not
people-
one game a month. It's two
the
or
people
three.
that know how to how to do it right, we don't pay full price,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
On top of that, anyway. But even if you did, you know what I'm saying? I don't even need to bring that up to even make the point. But yeah, let's bring that up. Like,
Like,
dude, we're not.
if
you
you're
got the
paying full
rewards
price,
program and all that,
you're doing
yeah,
it wrong. You
You're
know?
a sucker. Like, you're not playing games. You get so much from just playing the game.
Yeah. And then if you see deals out there on Amazon or Woot, jump on it, because who knows when the deal's going to come back. If you get 6 months for the price of 3, get it, and get as many as you can. You know.
Yep.
And then of course the points. I always promote the points. Use the points. That's what I do.
Yep. I do the Bing app. I do the things on the
I use the points
Xbox.
for Final Fantasy.
Use the points for Final Fantasy.
Man, I had like $350 worth of points.
Oh, plus when you buy games, you get points.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I get notification like crazy. Like I'll buy something like a DLC, or when I bought Doom, the premium thing, the upgrade, they said, "Hey, you just earned X amount of points because you bought this one." Yeah.
Play Doom. So like, I'm just thinking you brought up another game that I didn't even get to play.
What, Doom?
Yeah,
It's fun. It's fun.
I'm sure.
It's fun.
But,
Yeah, it looks good.
My son finished it before I
but
did.
I was playing Clair Obscure though.
Is another game.
You know what I mean? So it's like all these games and they're quality games.
Yeah.
Like all of the narratives about Game Pass have been stumped.
Yep.
Like,
And we knew this was going to happen.
Game Pass fodder, all this crap, man.
All that
Microsoft
talk.
it's to a point now to where Microsoft isn't even bringing in games if they aren't up to par. So shout out to the procurement team.
You don't have
because like there was a lot of filler in Game Pass before. I mean there still is, but like it's to the point now where if you go on the Game Pass PC app, click on a game, it'll show Metacritic score. You know what I mean? Like everything is just like is on point, bro. Like I don't have the time. I wish that I had this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You got Wu-Chang getting ready to drop.
I'd be losing my freaking mind.
Wu-Tang?
Wu-Chang.
Chang Fallen Feathers. Souls game.
Oh. I don't play Souls game.
Well, I mean,
You gotta
then you
try
want
it,
to play Stellar Blade. Then.
Yeah. Stellar Cheeks is the same thing. Yep.
Is it?
Yes.
Ah.
Bro, I still got to be Forspoken, man.
Well, why bother?
Dude, don't talk junk about it if you didn't try it.
Why bother?
Is Stellar Blade really a Souls
No.
game?
No, it's because of the age of it at this point. Why bother?
It wouldn't be called. When I bought it, I paid like $15 for the full thing on Xbox.
Oh yeah, they had it on sale a while back too.
So I'm gonna
$15,
tell you.
little
I'm gonna
man.
tell you the
Put that
tags.
shit in my head.
I'm gonna tell you the tags on it on Steam. I wouldn't quite call it a Souls game because there's like no resets and stuff, but it's a hack and slash. I guess it's more comparable to Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, I like hack and slash games.
Yeah, it's hack and slash for sure. And shooting too. I think she has guns as well.
I didn't see that. Look, I'm not paying $60 for it, bro.
Oh, I'm not paying $60 either. I'll be
not-
happy. Any games I get under $20.
Yeah, it's like I want F1 and I'm like, I'm being a miser about it, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Why?
And I'm just
Why?
reading now. I see the VR support and all that. I'm like, bro.
Yo, VR would be kind of cool to play though.
You know what game I'm about to drop everything for? Star Overdrive. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, have you guys seen that game?
I've seen it. It looks really good.
Yeah, and it
It's
just
RPG,
dropped
right?
today.
RPG, right?
I mean, if you think Zelda is an RPG, it's
Okay.
similar in aesthetics and gameplay, but it's more sci-fi.
Got you.
And I've been waiting for it to drop, so that's what
Looks
I'm
really good.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. But like, I look at my wish list, bro.
It's on
because
Game Pass though, but you're buying it anyway.
No, it's not in Game Pass. If it was,
Nah.
you know what I mean? Look, I
Certain
didn't.
games you buy anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, that game I've been waiting for You know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause I
you would have bought that even if it was on Game Pass. I'm saying, I think.
yeah, I need to beat 9 Souls, which is in Game Pass.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Y'all got well. Oh, do y'all play Metroidvanias?
Yeah, I know Nine Souls. It recently came out to the Game Pass. Wait, actually no, it's been out for a while.
Yeah, it's in Game
or it
Pass
just came
now, but it was on
out
PC at first.
for a while. Yeah, it just came to Game Pass.
But it was
Couple months ago.
$30. I don't like paying $30 for Metroidvanias. I mean, I did pay
No.
50 for Prince of Persia though.
Prince of Persia was
Bro,
fun.
did y'all see Atomic Heart 2? Did y'all play Atomic Heart 1?
Mm-mm.
I didn't
Atomic
play
Heart.
one.
Damn, I haven't played that
I
one
saw the
either.
pic-
Yeah, Atomic Heart 2 is coming. Like whatever they call Mud Flap or whatever the name of their studio. let me find it. What is it called? Mundfish.
Mundfish.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know what a mundfish is, but yeah, bro.
Fish in the
they-
mud.
they-
I don't know.
No. Oh, well, what's a mund?
Mud, I don't know what a mud is. Like a mound
Wait.
of mud? I don't know.
No, M-U-N-D. M-U-N-D. Mund.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A mound of mud. of mud. I don't know.
You know,
Mud.
I'm playing the Grounded 2 video. I do really wish I was into these type of games, these survival games and building. I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah. I'm just not interested. I see the good in it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, it's just not for me. I tried it. I tried to build me I'll build me like a little square hut just so I can protect myself. And then I watch videos and people have this fortress. I'm like, dude, I can't keep up. I can't do things like that. But again, I'm playing solo most of the time, so it's like it takes a lot longer for me to build my little community that I have in my server.
Commodity.
So I'm like, nah, I can't. It's like I like the game. I think it looks great, but I just don't have the patience for it. I want to do
FBC Firehouse that Gogopole is talking about.
Huh? I don't know. I'd seen that name too. No,
Oh, this one too. What was this one, dude? It looks like Dead Space.
Oh yeah, it did. But with
See?
like the type of monster.
Dude, that's the game. That's Chronos.
That's Chronos?
Chronos?
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good. I want to see more. And you know, what's the name of that studio who's making it? Bloober. You know, it's going to be a horror game. But shout out to them for taking the job seriously.
Yes.
Because I mean, some people liked whatever that split screen game was. I forgot. Dang, what's the name of that game? It was
Two
one of
Souls?
the.
No, two.
No, it's one of the launch games.
Yeah.
For Xbox.
It's not with the M?
Bam.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
FBC Firebreak. Oh yeah. That- But I don't have time for that. Bloober Team.
You know, when I hear that Bluebird team or Bluebird, whatever, I'm always thinking about Blumhouse, those movies, those horror movies
Yeah.
from Blumhouse.
Yeah, Blumhouse. Yeah. I know what you mean. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He's naming all the good games, so I don't have to even go. But because
No,
he's
they
naming
got-
all the
they
ones
got-
that I was
yeah,
like,
they
he
got-
remembered way more stuff that I totally forgot about. So
Yeah.
I just want to see that Korean Splinter Cell on screen because that shit.
Let me see how I can far because
It
I want
looks
to start
red.
talking.
It reminded me of Metal Gear meets Splinter Cell, like the lore of Metal Gear with the weirdness, right? With like the sometimes mystical type shit, low key, with the Splinter Cell sneaking around, combat more modern day.
Is this the one
So-
with the spaceship?
I don't know.
Let me see. Let me go to.
Oh, they got a
that's
black lead, man. That's barrier breaking. It's breaking the
Yeah, I
barrier
don't know
there.
what this was. I don't remember what this was a platform of some kind, I think.
I think I was interested in this one too.
Yeah, what's the name of that one?
Doesn't show yet. I'm trying to get the title. Here it comes. Don't Nod. Don't Nod makes good games. So
Don't Nod makes movie games.
I like it. It's always a nice change to whatever I'm playing.
I mean, I finally bought Fort whatever for two.
Fort Solis?
Solis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the type
game of the
games-
year, man.
that's the type of game- Those are the types of. They made Vampire though too. Vampire, however you want to say it.
Vampire. Yes. PYR.
They make good stories.
No, I enjoy these type of games because it's like it's a change of pace compared to what I was previously playing, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm like the biggest fan of Telltale,
Yeah.
because once I started, because I used to just like, I don't want to play that crap. But it was like all of the catalog for like $39 when they went out of business.
Holy cow!
They went out of business.
Did
But
they
now
not include the Minecraft ones?
No,
Oh,
just like not. Of course not, bro. That's not theirs. It
oh,
was
it's not. I thought it was their Telltale one. No.
I was like,
Aphelion. Yeah, I remember this now. The weird ass name.
okay, that was the one Gogo Pole said would look good. But of course, I have no doubt that it's gonna be a great story. Heck, did you ever buy what's the name of that game? We'll go to Epic and see. God dog it, man! It's a Telltale game. They tried to make a TV show out of it and everything.
Oh, Expanse.
The Expanse. Did you ever play that?
Yeah, I played and finished it. It's good.
Great.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was good. I
Oh,
liked it.
this one, the murder house thingy, right? It's like a murder.
There's Realist right there. There's Realist right there singing and dancing.
Yeah, but you can tell he looks a little Creole though. He doesn't look Jamaican. That dude does not look Jamaican. He looks Creole. He really does. I was thinking that before he said realist.
What kind of game is it?
I think some kind of like murder game.
Damn.
Show you.
Oh no, yeah, no. You're cleaning up the hotel.
Change.
Yeah, it's like what do you call?
Something simulator.
It's like, yeah, but there's more to it than just that, though. I think, or it's like a next evolution.
Man, if
of those
Game
types of
Pass,
games.
I'll play it just like that. What's that game with the dude? He was in the tubes. People were complaining.
And you go to different universes. Look, and then there's other stuff you see.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's more than just a simulator game. That's just part gameplay element.
I give it a shot, bro. I'll be straight.
Oh. Well, it works like that too. So I'm like,
Poe's asking if you guys played Altars. I never.
I heard.
Yeah.
Before.
I'm downloading that right now.
No go set the grand.
The Altars, man. I've heard nothing but good. And who made the Altars? Somebody.
Is this the one?
I think
it's
Wu Chang. I think it's Wu Chang.
See. It's a studio that.
Oh, is this the RTS game?
No. This is Age of Mythology update or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's coming to console or some shit.
Yeah,
the Japanese Pantheon and stuff like. Yeah. Well, the update is coming. Then.
Yeah, Age of Mythology.
The Altars,
yeah, which is cool though. Like they gotta support that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
The Altars is made by 11-bit. So
11-bit.
yeah, and like
there's a studio called 17-bit. I don't know what
basically the Altars are alter egos. Y'all remember Multiplicity by Michael Keaton?
Yeah, I remember that one. But did you watch Split?
Oh, this is it here.
Oh, this one.
They make Frostpunk.
Yeah, this is
if
it.
y'all ever played that.
Frostpunk. Yeah, I've seen that on Steam the other day.
Have you seen Split with James McAvoy?
Yeah, I saw that. When he turned into like the Beast character, that's a scary
Dude,
motherfucker.
Game,
like,
I mean,
how,
that movie,
that actor can make you afraid a little bit. Like, oh shit!
You gotta give it to him, dude. He played several characters. He was awesome. He's like one of my favorite actors, man, because he does a great job. And he plays Professor X too.
Yes, the Koreans, man, stepping up, man. Like outside of Japan, now it's China, Korea. They've been putting in India too. Particularly Pakistan, I would say, actually, more than India, but India too. There's been some Brazilian works out there that I've seen. Like, I like the fact that we're seeing stuff from countries that were usually just fans before.
Yeah.
They were never really involved in development of games, but years later now, those people who enjoyed those games like we did, now they're making games.
But the reason why I brought up the Altars, well, Poe brought them up too, but when you get studios to go outside the box and give them the, let them be the peacocks and fly, like, I like that, man. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times these studios, they just get stuck in this cookie cutter, and they just keep making the same types of games. So a game like The Alters, it shows a lot of creativity. Like you don't see a whole lot of games trying to pull off what I'm hearing that it pulled off. I'll probably play it for like 30 minutes tonight and go to bed. But that
Yeah, Mudang,
game,
Mudang, 2 hearts. Yeah,
Two
looks
Hearts.
good.
Yes.
everything's play anywhere. It's about time Microsoft stepped their PC game up though, because like
Mm-hmm.
they really need to be able to roll over the Xbox storefront into the Xbox PC,
Yeah.
or at
And
least
so
let
there's-
you carry your library.
And so before we get into that whole PC handheld thing, I guess that will be part of the conversation too. Did you
Planet
hear
Alana right here.
the rumors about how they're getting the 360 emulation on PC? And they're dealing with the emulator guys who make the PC emulator that's out right now for 360. Xenia, like supposedly they hired those guys, and they're working on it. Like just came out today, a couple hours ago. That rumor.
Which one?
An emulator
Well-
for the 360.
Oh
the
yeah,
one
yeah,
that
yeah,
goes on
yeah. I heard
PC.
that. But
And they hired the Xenia guys, the guys who are doing the homebrew emulator.
Mhm.
Those are the guys they hired.
well, they already, had Sonic working, right? And so
No,
that
the
was
thing
supposed,
they did with
that
Sonic.
was supposed to be some big, huge thing.
Well, the Sonic thing is more complicated than all that because that was running in the emulator, yeah. But what happened was they did what they call a decompilation. They did that to Zelda, Mario 64, where basically they take the ROM and they decompile it to get a source code out of the ROM, right? Once they have source code, now they can port the game to other platforms. Like they take a Mario 64 and run it on PC now. Zelda Ocarina of Time, stuff like that. So they've done that to various other games. So they did that to Sonic Unleashed. They did that too. And you could run it on the PC and using the hardware muscle of the PC because that game had a lot of slowdowns and shit, to run it properly, like the way the game was intended. So that's a common thing that's happening now. That's not really emulation, but emulation is involved in how they got the source code in the first place.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Very, very little that I want to go dig back into, man. I don't have the time.
But I think the idea, the concept is really to merge the PC and the console, like software libraries. Like we've been seeing in the Xbox app for the past couple months now. I know I've asked you guys about it. You said you've seen it, where you're seeing your 360 library up in there all of a sudden, right? Something's up where I think on this Xbox handheld and just going forward that they're doing all types of emulation, powered things to bring the entire library that you own onto their platforms going forward, right? So this Xbox handler one day may be able to run Xbox One game, or a future version might, and so the entire back catalog, even if they change the technology that powers it, could still run that stuff. And however they do it, and it seems to be emulation is their avenue of choice thus far. Well, yeah, look at Final Fantasy, man. Yeah, it's the game where they lied about the sales, huh? Based on how many reviews they had. And
Is
then
that
said it
what they
wasn't
based the
selling.
number of sales?
Yeah.
Based on just the number of reviews? That's stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then all of a sudden, all the who's ran with it. It was all over the internet. It was everywhere.
Of
bro.
course.
And I don't just mean like the fans or whatever who are ponies or whatever. I mean like press dudes. Feel me? Same bullshit, bro. They push the narrative. False narratives.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, man.
I played it on PlayStation. It was really good.
Which one?
That 16 and what was the last one that showed?
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah,
Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, that was the only way you could play. You got it for $20.
Yeah, I got a low price.
You gotta feel the low.
I bought them day one on PC and Xbox. $50. Well, I paid $70 for the PC version, but since because you don't get to play the DLC until after you beat the game.
I bet you 100 is playing it right now if he hasn't already beaten it.
What?
16.
I don't see any. You know, I go down my friends list to see if any of the bots are supporting these Japanese games that we've been
Bro,
crying about.
Hundo be playing games. He played the last Final Fantasy early on when people were talking shit about it.
Wando?
I know
Huh?
he plays games.
Yeah,
bro.
Hundo. Yeah,
He plays Stranger of whatever Paradise
and beat him too, though. He beat that last Final Fantasy pretty quickly, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Stranger in Paradise. There you go, that one.
Oh yeah, I played that one too.
He be playing and finishing his games, yo. Shout out to 100. He really do be doing it though. So like,
100 play everything. He still owe me a game too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You do? Yeah. So he owes me a bottle. Actually, I forgot about all that. But he, like I said, probably already beat 16 if he's not playing it right now.
Okay.
What?
So, what do you guys think about Phil Spencer's look, man? He looks like he lost a lot of weight.
He's been losing weight for
And
a while though.
he
but this
doesn't
is
like.
clearly, he looks younger now.
Maybe because of the lost weight, he just doesn't look right. Right? I don't know. To me,
it's the bigger head. You know how it is when you lose a good amount of weight.
Well, that's me. That's the same way. If I thin out, my gigantic head just looks weird on me when I'm thin.
But you just ain't seen him like this for a while. He's not the person you've grown to know physically over a while, right? But he looks better. He looks good. He looks younger even. Look at that. I'm not saying he didn't dye his hair or whatever. I'm about to dye my beard too, but he looks good. I'm happy for him. You know, I mean, like he's in his 50s, right?
Is he?
Mid 50s? Yeah, I think he's mid 50s. So, bro, like when they be talking about how Sarah Bond is heir apparent, that's a fact. You know, they got a plan for that already because you're already at an age where I mean, hell, they got somebody always ready to replace, right? But like that's clearly what's happening with him. He's been pushed up to a higher spot, right? Sarah doing a lot of stuff he used to be doing, and hey, if he plans to maintain, he better. I need
to get on the plan he's on, man.
Yeah, you gotta get on some kind of plan with all the money he got. Shoot.
Yeah.
He probably, man, he's falling into his role, right? Because you remember at first, you know, he's always been up front. Like he wasn't really.
Nope.
I guess leadership material, right?
He's a chemistry guy.
They brought him there for morale more than anything,
dude.
They
that thing looks huge. That handheld. If that's it.
I'm glad it looks huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because hopefully it is huge.
Yeah.
Hey,
we're
now.
talking about that.
Now you were saying about morale. Pause.
Wait on that. That's what I was waiting on. Okay, now
waiting on Punty, man, but he's not here right now. I don't think he's watching. Punty would have been quick. He'd be like, pause.
Yeah, Realist, you can finish what you're saying.
I'm watching the video now, but hey, what do y'all think about? Y'all think that Xbox, Microsoft's gonna let PlayStation buy WB?
Can they afford WB?
Well, if they're in talks, they obviously can secure funding, right? Like,
okay,
they've tried to buy other studios, so like they get funding and they can do strategic partnerships. But you know, the problem with WB is now all of a sudden people think that it comes with IP.
That's what I'm saying.
And if it comes with IP, that was the only thing that stopped Microsoft from buying them.
Buy them in the first place, right?
You know,
Microsoft can offer more money.
I don't think Microsoft's going to let that go down.
I don't think that's happening at all.
I think it's going to be a bidding war if it's true. Supposedly they split or not really divested, but split to where it's its own unit, streaming, HBO Max.
Right.
But if it comes with IP, I don't see Microsoft just
not
putting a name in
if it's just
might even see
the
Amazon.
movie content or TV shows or whatever, that's fine. You know, Sony, okay, that makes sense, right? If they do that, yeah, but Amazon may not like it though. Now Microsoft may not care about that, but Amazon might not like that because they got MGM. They've been putting in the moves. You know, the other competition, Paramount, whoever else, Peacock, whoever else, they're not just gonna let that happen without having words to say either. So I mean,
well, they'll have words to say, but you know, it's about money. right
Right.
now. It's like if we want to sell it and people want to buy it, then that that process will take place.
Right.
But before
You're talking about the
Bethesda was
IP.
purchased, Microsoft was willing to give them 4 billion, which was their asking price. But then they find out there's no IP attached to it. They just want to sell studios.
Yeah.
They want to license IP. What's the purpose of me buying all the studios just to license IP?
Right. And that's why they just buy, and that's why they just bought the whole thing instead.
So it's like what Disney's doing. That's what Marvel wants to do, but they haven't been able to, popularize their IP the way Disney has with Marvel. So who wants to license it, right? And who
Right.
can make a better Batman than Rocksteady? So I don't see how that works. I don't think Sony's gonna be the one to get them.
No.
Amazon,
If it's
Amazon would
IP,
jump in.
Microsoft's not going to stop. It's not going to let that happen. And they could offer way more than any other deal from anybody else. There's nobody who can match them.
Well, Amazon,
money-wise.
Amazon could. It just depends on how motivated Amazon is, because Amazon has a streaming service. They have a streaming platform. They need more
Right.
content.
But if it's just content, that's fine. But I'm talking about content and IP, where they also get Rocksteady and all the licenses to make the games and stuff. That's when Microsoft would be concerned. If it's just media content, they don't care about that. But the other
I don't think-
competition might, is what I was
I
saying.
don't think Microsoft really cares because Sony can't even put games together. They're already crying about budgets.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
so
and,
when it comes
and
to
if Sony made this thing, yeah, that would be a lot of money out of pocket to fail again, like they have with Bungie. Yeah,
I could
it would not
possibly
be
see,
good.
I could possibly see Sony, like leaving the gaming alone and just wanting to acquire the streaming, right? The HBO Max part, because they're trying to kick their own streamers because there's really nothing to attract you to any of their subscriptions. The shows, the content on Sony streaming service is all old, and then they want to charge you for the new stuff. It's like you're either in or you're not. That's why Microsoft is all in, right? They're gonna put the games in day one. Disney even tried to do that. Like, oh, you can buy it day one, but you're gonna pay $30 for it. Like, I don't even subscribe to Hulu anymore, but the whole Disney bundle anymore because of
I
that.
never did.
Well, I did because it came with ESPN, Hulu, and Disney.
Oh, it was a good deal for the time, but
Well, now it's $37.
right now it's not. Like I said, for the time.
Yeah. All right, man. Last topic of the night. The ROG Xbox Ally. I keep saying the name wrong. I'm about to say Xbox
Right.
ROG Ally. Just Xbox Ally.
X.
If I get employment before this thing comes out, for sure I am getting it. And I'm gonna get the good
definitely
one.
get it.
Not the white, not the gimpy one. I'll get the black one. Ooh, watch out. Watch out now.
Get out the black one.
The black.
Get out the black one.
Because why? Why not, man? I mean, we look at the specs, man. I'd rather just go with the more expensive one because I always want the best of the device, right? I don't want the gimpy
The weaker
one.
one just looks like a slightly better Steam Deck,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
spec wise, because of that processor, right? Like it's really basically a slightly better version of the Steam Deck's chip.
Yeah.
So they have a Legion that's got that same or similar chip to it, I believe. That's also in that same boat where it's like, I mean, if you're messing with this, you got to get the higher end one. Otherwise, it's not
I'm gonna get the higher end one. Yes, I'm definitely gonna get the higher one. I mean, one because I don't like white devices. Period. Right. I like
Fact.
gray or black devices. I don't like any other
How
color.
much you willing to pay, Tech?
Huh?
How much you willing to pay for it?
If this thing's under 1,000, I'm willing to pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah. If I dropped a band on Nintendo, I'm definitely dropping a band on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking
'cause
about?
it's the Z2. I just need to see more from it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? From everything that I've read, it's not doing much better. I thought that the claw would blow things out of the water with the way they were hyping it, but
Yeah.
Realist, to give you a good expectation, or at least within range, I guess, of what you should expect from this hardware, GPU wise at least, is if you look at stuff from ETA Prime, anything that has like that same GPU with RDNA 3.5 and I think 16 of the compute units, You see those in a lot of the devices he's been doing for the past maybe 2-3 months or so. You'll see that same GPU, the 890M or something like that, I think they call it. So it's already in other SoC chips, maybe not with the same processor combination, but I mean, that's still way within ballpark because generally that's the same GPU, and these CPUs ain't gonna give plus or minus all that much. It'll be within margin of error. So if you want to get expectation on performance, just look at that. The one thing I'm disappointed with hardware wise is that this GPU is not RDNA 4, so you can get FSR 4.
Yeah.
Just like with the Switch, I'm using a DLSS. You know they're gonna lean heavily on that, right, for it to punch above its weight. I wish this had that. The next version of this will definitely have that.
Hey, look, the back is now gonna be flat like your Switch. It's gonna be a nice grippy controller.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't notice that until now. They got buttons on the back.
Yeah, they got the bumpers. Yeah, just like the RGL.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, bumpers in the back too. Yep.
I was hoping that they had more of a what do you call it? Elite,
where you can put on paddles and remove them. Like
if you put them on or if you could put them on or off. I just want paddles. I don't like these flat buttons that I don't even care to use. The ones on the Steam Deck are horrible.
Yes, terrible.
Those are the worst.
The RGLI ones are better than those.
They're better, but
they actually work.
I don't
and I use at least the left one because I use it for the button combos where if you hold it, you press up, get the keyboard, stuff like that, right? Like I actually use that, and that's a good, and it's right there, right? So I use that often. But in games, no, I really don't use those bumpers either. Xbox, not even unless I'm doing something specific, and then I'm grabbing that controller for that. But bumpers are cool. I don't end up using it all that much, but I like to see good bumpers. So I like what you're saying, the paddles, because they could hook right in, and when they're not in there, it's flush, right? And they stay in there pretty solid. Just put it in the case or whatever. It's good.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that everybody did what Nintendo's doing and what Legion did, like have detachable controllers.
And the thing about that is, Legion never did anything, right? That's the thing. Nintendo not even.
What do you mean?
They never really do anything with adding on different types of controllers. Controllers being removable is great, but replace it with what? They don't give many options. If Lenovo didn't at all, right? For different things to hook on. It's such a great idea. I agree, but I never see it put into actual practice where it's actual value. For the Switch, right? It's seeming like this same here with the Switch too. The best thing to do is get some Hori style, pads to replace whatever bullshit these Joy-Cons are, right? To place it with those because it's so uncomfortable. But this is already comfortable. The Legion, I don't know how comfortable it was or wasn't. Can't quote on that. The Allies are comfortable enough, right? Like, so comfort is not a problem. It has to be functionality. What purpose? What are you offering me if I take off the default controllers? What options do I have, to slap in there instead? And I'm not really seeing that. That's the thing about it. I'd love to see it.
I guess the good thing, because I'm concerned about when things break. The good thing is it's easy to repair. Like I replaced the triggers on the Steam Deck. I replaced the triggers on the first ROG Ally. You can't put Hall sticks. You can only put Hall stick. You can only have a right Hall stick because they have Hall triggers, and the magnets from the left stick would interfere with the magnets on the right on the left triggers. So I only had one Hall stick on the Ally.
Yeah, Asus said that in their new video that they did afterwards, where they broke that down. That's one of the reasons why it doesn't do that now.
Well, I think that most people prefer Hall sticks over triggers.
Right, and that's why Asus didn't do it, because otherwise they would have. Is what they were saying. But yeah, that's a good point though. Listen, I'm definitely a heavy advocate of right to repair. So much so that if that's the only reason, I'm rocking with that, right? Like, that's a major thing, to be able to replace them if they're damaged or broken or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like when people complain about external power bricks. I'm like, what? Dude, that's the best thing. If it just get a new one, you plug it in. right? I remember when they did that against the Xbox One, when they were sandbagging against the Xbox One, they were looking for dumb things to complain about, right? They would say that the PS4's power supply was built in, the Xbox's one was external. I'm like, external is better, just for the repair aspect. I can tuck it away someplace nice.
I bet you can tuck it away.
Lots of practice. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I rock with that. Really,
that's
a good point. That's a good point.
I'm like, I've always waited on these devices, right? You guys always ask, like, you gonna get the Steam Deck or the ROG that's out there right now, or any other one that's out there, and I just never got to try it because it's full blown Windows, and I don't want to mess with Windows.
Oh, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Yes, but this number one, this is the ROG version 2.0. The LIX was like a 1.5, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like what the OLED was to a Switch.
Yeah.
Right. Or the OLED even on Steam Deck was like 1.5 because the process is a little faster, thing like that, right? Like a little upgrade. This is the new 2.0. Not even really, but a 2.0, right? Enough to be a 2.0. The screen is the only thing that's really the same. They changed the processor. Battery is big, just like they did in the LIX, right? Xbox stuff, Windows.
Well, I think my thing is, like, I'm glad they put an Xbox interface in the front.
Yes.
Because I don't want to see Windows. That's
the next thing.
Right.
They did what we always thought they were doing when there was those leaks of those slides from internally at Microsoft on what they need to do, right? And they were saying, like, it needs to be able to auto detect all the games you install from whatever store, show them in one unified list automatically. We see all these other front ends like Play Night and stuff. They do that.
Yeah.
The GOG app does that. You need that there. That would be number one, right? Asus, they give you a app called Armory Crate, which at first wasn't so hot. Nowadays it's pretty awesome. It shows the game with the full art and the logo of the store it's from.
Yeah.
It works great, but that's what's going to be in this, basically, right?
Yeah.
And we'd seen maybe a month or two ago, maybe 2 months ago, we seen a picture of like the Xbox app and it said Steam. I guarantee you that's one of the categories. Like when it sees all your games, it's going to be able to categorize them based on the store it's from.
Yeah.
And you just slide over to the store and then you'll see those games only from that store that you have installed or own or whatever, right? But when it comes to the Windows, right, they did exactly all of that stuff they've been working on. So they did what SteamOS did, right?
Yeah.
Where you boot straight into, Steam has big picture mode, but this will have this app. You boot straight into this app. There's no Explorer.exe running in the desktop, the taskbar, and all this other shit. They have a new task switcher you could already see, right?
Yeah.
That they have. We switch between apps. That's more console-esque. It's all of that, but Windows is still technically. But the core of Windows, enough to run these apps, is still there in the background. So that's already, they're saying, saving 2 gigs of RAM. But also other things like controllers of first-class device equal to a mouse or keyboard. And you'll see that expressed when you're doing like UAC prompts and stuff.
Yeah.
Or when you're first logging in, controllers don't work for nothing. Now they do. Yeah. Right? Like all those little things that SteamOS did, Windows is doing to Windows. So this new version of Windows or update to Windows 11 is the most important part of all of this, because whatever hardware this was or wasn't even, let's say they just decide to put out the software and do no hardware. And it just worked on the Ally and the LIX off rip, right? Which is coming to these platforms eventually anyway, right? This is an update to Windows, how Windows fundamentally works. This is the answer to all these people who are saying, oh, SteamOS, blah, 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 even though they're ignoring, the low compatibility with games, right?
Yeah.
And all these other things. This is Windows. It runs everything because everything is made for Windows.
Yeah.
Right? But with that interface you want, it's simple, easy to use, just like Steam has.
Yeah.
Right? But if you want to boot back into Windows, you still can.
Yeah, you still got the option.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. I can just take on my emulator folder like I did my ROG Li. I just took my emulator folder that I've been curating for years for multiple PCs, right? Where I can just take that folder over, transfer it either on a stick or across the network, right into this, or even my original Li. That's what I've done, right?
Yeah.
And it's already all pre-configured because when I did that, all that stuff, I did at 1080p. The screen is already 1080p. I don't have to change any of my settings, right? All my settings were for an Xbox controller. This is seen as an Xbox controller now, so it'll just work, right? All my stuff is there if I want to get that deep into it. But if I'm just a regular console gamer, you're getting a simple menu where you can install the stores, pick the games. If you already own games you've been snatching up from Epic or whatever for free, like I always say from Amazon
Bam,
or that, I
they're
always
there.
advocate every week. Boom, they all just show up.
Yeah.
In a simple menu.
Yeah.
Right.
That
And
is
it's all
something
game
I was
bar-
waiting
yeah.
for. Even when I'm an IT guy and I can mess around with, like, okay, I just want a
Yeah.
gaming thing, you know? I just want a gaming
Yeah.
device. I want a nice, pretty, smooth interface that I can use on my mobile device rather than having full-blown windows on
And
there.
here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
This is
But
just
see,
the
the
foot
reason
in the
why they
door.
have full blown Windows is because, see, that's like when people try to compare Windows to Steam Deck. Steam is not trying to sell Epic's games. Steam is not trying to sell GOG's games.
Mhm.
They're not trying to create this unified front. So when Steam comes out with an OS, it's first off, it's Linux. So it only has to present to you Steam.
Yeah.
What Xbox has to try to do is to not look partial to anything and present all of the storefronts. Because my biggest problem is that I have to deal with Windows, right? Especially on my handheld. So I try to just do Armory Crate, things like that. But then you got launchers
You try to
within
live within it.
launchers.
Yeah.
When you try to play a game, you have to go through the other launcher and things like
Yeah.
that. Sometimes it has to do the DRM
They butt
checks.
heads. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I hope that Microsoft is able to do is just have a storefront. Create a unified storefront. If the game is not sold on the Microsoft store, let's say it's a Sony exclusive that can't skip PC, like whatever that game that had
Spider-Man.
JTech going crazy.
Spider-Man, probably.
No, the game that had JTech going crazy. This is day one on PC. We're not getting those graphics, right?
Oh.
That game that they from China Hero. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
So
me neither, but I
like
know
like,
what
like
you
let's
mean.
just say that game, and you go through Steam or Epic to get that game. You buy it through the store, but then you see like a little Steam logo by purchase. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
that
And then
you
it
have to
takes
go
you to
to
Steam. And it takes you over
Wait,
to
no,
Steam.
it doesn't
page
even
and
need to
boom.
take you to Steam. That the purchase is just seamless, and everybody gets their cut in the background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's too much going on when it comes to going through all these storefronts. This is why people would just pick one, and they feel like that's why they get so upset with other launchers within Steam, because it's like, okay, Steam is my launcher. Why do I have to have a Rockstar launcher? That's why Rockstar's getting rid of their launcher. But they're probably the biggest dog. They have the biggest game, so it's like whatever. People are gonna buy my game. I think I saw 60 million people bought Red Dead 2.
That's right. 60 million.
You know,
I heard that.
You know what I mean? So it's like they can be secure. They don't have to be insecure, and they can also negotiate better rates on the games they do sell. We know that happens after hearing about what Activision did to PlayStation and Microsoft. So all these launchers, Ubisoft wants the same thing that PlayStation, Sony, the PlayStation and Xbox want. They want to see their monthly active users. The thing that Steam players don't care about is that has nothing to do with me,
Yeah.
And when we make fun of games like Cookie Clicker.
Oh,
and
did you
then I'm
finish that
hearing-
game yet?
There's it's running right now, but look, but games like that factor into engagement. I bet nobody's touching Steam's engagement numbers. You know what I mean? Like, if Steam was to release those, they probably would get an even higher valuation than they have, because that's the new metric. Think about all these idle games that people just log in on. Think about the people who are going to be sitting on their couch playing Candy Crush on Xbox now. Or I don't see this being a huge seller because of the price point. But just think about how you're going to be introduced to those types of games, that you could use your PC like a cell phone. Because this is what I always said about Steam Deck players. It's like, you guys bought a $700 or $400 to $700 piece of hardware so that you can play crap that's on your cell phone, so that you can brag about a TDP. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not how I roll. But a lot of things are about to change. I just hope that Microsoft's able to do something like that. If there is something that runs in the background, I don't want to see it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see
I
it.
just want to be able to purchase it, and when I load it, I just want it to start.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and that's the thing too. This software isn't just for this is Windows is finally getting this stuff, right? Like I told you, fundamental aspects of Windows is finally being changed, where the controllers first tier interface equal to the keyboard and mouse from the very beginning when it starts up. It probably would work in safe modes now, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're doing all that system level stuff where all of a sudden controllers don't work because it's not the type of app that would think to ever, to pull the controller for input. Like all of that is there now.
Yeah.
So that makes so many things easier. Plus, it's not even running that interface at all in the beginning. That's why 2 gigs of RAM just taking that off. There's other optimizations they're doing, and these Steam guys keep saying weird stuff like, "Oh, it's not going to be equal to that." They're literally telling you it's going to be equal to that. They know what to do. They know what the points are. That's preventing it from being as smooth as Steam OS is. Steam OS isn't running any of that shit. Like, it's easy for them to do that, right? They cut out a bunch of stuff, but the compatibility isn't there. Once this is gonna come to it's not stuck on these handhelds. Once the desktops get this, this is where I think, like I said, I was a home theater PC enthusiast for like 25 years.
Media Center.
Yeah, with Media Center and all that, right?
Yeah.
Where basically I built a box that as soon as it starts, it boots into Media Center, right?
Yeah,
like a long like you see it on my YouTube page,
Mhm.
right? On that video that auto plays, you see that whole you see what I had access to, right? Playing all my PC games on a controller on a big screen in 5.1, right? It was just all there. That's basically what the PC could be again, but this time with everything the way a gamer wants and all that stuff that a lot of people say they try PC and it's too complicated for them. There's a bunch of other crap that they have to deal with or updates here and there. Nah, not with this.
Nah.
This is literally the same thing that SteamOS did. It's like they copied their homework, which is the right move.
Word.
And now Windows will have this. Windows. So this is when they're saying, oh, the Xbox console might be hybrid PC. I think it's all the one platform now. I think they're unifying Xbox and Windows and everything else. It's all one platform. It's just you just got to make sure you emulate the feature sets on whatever platform you're running the Xbox experience out of, which largely they've done that. When you go in the cloud, you just hit the Xbox button. What do you get? You get that slide out that you would have on your Xbox with all your friends, achievements, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
It's right there. That's repeated in the game bar on PC. You're gonna get that on this handheld. You'll get that on if you play on the cloud, wherever. It's always there. That all those feature sets was there. That I feel is the essence of Xbox and what they need to emulate, and everything else is really superfluous. As long as the experience is clean and efficient, I think that's what they're going for finally. To have that big unification. This is bigger than just a handheld, I feel.
Yep. For sure. No, yeah.
If they can master it, now I'll shut up. If they can master it, they're working with something.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the issue is that Steam
Big
only
F,
deals
though.
with Steam. You know what I mean? And then Microsoft's trying to sell multiple storefronts. One thing I gotta say, man.
What is
I
it?
know that we don't have a huge viewership or anything, but I'm so tired of people trying to compare PlayStation to Xbox. So tired of them not seeing the big picture, man. When Xbox announces multiple storefronts, they say, "Oh, that's an L for Xbox because they're cutting Microsoft out."
Yeah.
But what they fail to realize is that Xbox, Microsoft, whatever you want to address them as, they are a creator company. They're not a company that's looking to win off just being a storefront. We just talked about how many games they released. They're not concerned about collecting 30. They're concerned about trying to get 70s and 100s. They're concerned about selling their wares more than trying to be a proxy for people to buy other publishers' wares. So when people say that PlayStation might do something similar, no, I can't see PlayStation doing that because of the storefront. Exactly. But Xbox is not concerned about the storefront in the same way that PlayStation is. They've never been able to make the kind of money that PlayStation makes just after being a storefront. They've only had similar user bases back in PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 days. Everything else has been like 50 to, selling half the units this generation and last generation. So Xbox is looking to sell their products. PlayStation might not be able to pull this off because yes, they will be cut off. and no, they don't create enough content to shore up any lost revenue from the storefront. PlayStation is been saying this for years. The walls are closing in on PlayStation. They have to do something. What do they really offer? Beginning of this generation, I said they're gonna get exposed. I said they looked good last generation because Xbox didn't do much. Now that Xbox has all these studios putting out all these games, even going as so far as to put their games on PlayStation. They say Gears of I don't know how to look up the playlist. I guess I have to boot up the PlayStation to see whether the most purchased games on PlayStation or most pre-ordered games on PlayStation. But I'm hearing it's Gears of War. When you got
I heard
when you
that
got
too.
when you got Death Stranding getting ready to come out. See, this is why Kojima says, "Let me have my IP, baby. Let me just give it back." This needs to be everywhere. By the time of his PC, by the time of his Xbox, it's not gonna have the buzz.
No.
This is why when you brought up whatever that that soccer game is,
Rematch.
rematch. Nobody's rocking with this exclusive crap anymore. It doesn't make sense. If the console market isn't growing, there's no real benefit. So if you do time exclusivity, that means that you're basically banking off of at least 10-20% of the people buying your product. And it's just not happening. But in the past, maybe with Final Fantasy, but it's not happening that way anymore. Sony can barely sell their own games without bundling. So, most of these games are going to go everywhere if they want to succeed. China Hero Project, Sony is completely responsible for that whole little deal. So those games are going to be only on PlayStation. But without that, what else do they have? They better hope that those Chinese people will sell some of that stuff to them. Because if it goes back to them depending on Naughty Dog,
I think what happened with a game like that is probably similar to what you saw happen with Black Myth, where it mostly sells on PC in China, right? The lion's share, like millions and millions, right?
yeah,
And Sony knows that already. They just want the prestige of it being on their console for the mind share thing. They're not even seeing money from it because they can't possibly expect to see money from any of these deals.
It's not about money. The thing is,
I don't think exactly is my point. I don't think it is about money at all. I think it's about perception than anything
the
else.
only thing people not even the perception is failing them now.
Yes,
Like
right.
they're not even getting by on perception anymore.
No,
But
they're not.
the
But I
thing
think
with
that's what they're doing, though.
exclusivity, the only time a company will do exclusivity is when it's the only thing that they have to barter. That's the only thing that. What else can you give PlayStation? They're giving you
Right.
money. What
Right.
else do you have to offer besides exclusivity? But they're not going to skip PC. Even PlayStation is not going to skip PC. And Xbox knows this. Xbox knows that they have to shorten their window if they want to sell more units. Right now, they're acting high and mighty like they don't need PC while they put games on PC. Now they say, "Oh, our tentpole titles, Herman Holtz, our tentpole titles will see a staggered release." Okay, you do that. By the time your game hits PC, nobody's checking for it.
Yeah.
I think we went through all the numbers. I think the best selling one is Days Gone. You know what I mean? God of War last I checked was at 500,000. The first one was at a million. So it's like staggering these releases like that is not helping them sell units. And why are you putting games over there if you don't want the games to perform as best as they can? Because I'm gonna look it up real quick. Days Gone. Days Gone is at 3 million. We'll say 3.5 million. Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok.
I haven't even played that one yet.
It's right at a million. Right at a million. And then God of War, like the interest is going down in these games. 5 million for the first God of War. You see the big, huge, steep drop off.
Mm-hmm.
It was only like 2 years apart when they were released. So the interest in these games is not what it was. Ghost of Tsushima performed pretty good. Even Horizon, but they were selling Horizon for $5. That's why they
Yeah.
had to do the remaster so that they can get the price back up.
Right.
That's their way of justifying the price, holding their price. It's like, well, and I give them props for that because at least they're doing something. Because they could do like Nintendo and sell 10-year-old games for $70 to $60. But yeah, the interest in these games is going down. So this window needs to shorten. I feel bad for some of these developers. I don't feel bad for PlayStation. I feel bad for these developers who buy into Sony's bullcrap with this exclusivity stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Death Stranding
just
should
don't
be
get it.
everywhere, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you now. I made fun of you, Tech, but Days Gone is solid, bro.
Days Gone. I never played that.
You just gotta get. You just got not Days Gone. Death Stranding.
Oh.
You just gotta get You gotta get immersed in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And not try to make it something that it's not. It is a package delivery game with ghosts. That's it.
It is. It is.
You know what I mean? But once you get invested in what the game is trying to be and not wanting it to be something else, you can enjoy the game.
So the game gets to want to be something else, but I can't want it to be something else. That is both not, by the way. Got you.
What I'm saying is, people wanted something else from the game instead of just appreciating what it's presenting.
Yeah.
Like even Kojima was like, it didn't have enough pew pews, so I bet this new Death Stranding gonna have more guns. Whereas
Enough pew pews.
Yeah,
that's what he said. And then when you look at the environments, the tools that you have, like it's beautiful to just explore and just walk around. If you weren't wobbling, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you just want to dump the packages. But that game should be.
Hey,
everywhere.
watch out when it rains because it's acid.
Right.
Your health
But,
go down.
yeah.
Your packages gets damaged.
But the thing with that is, it's like, why have release it on all the platforms and then do time exclusivity? There had to be something contractual, and I'm pretty sure Kojima sees the error. So this, what is Xbox game? Overdose? OD?
OD.
Yeah. OD.
That's probably gonna be multiplayer. Xbox Xbox is always about doing the right thing. See, PlayStation will do timed exclusivity and drop God of War right on side of Final Fantasy 16. That's the type of stuff that PlayStation is doing. Xbox, like, you know what? You want out? Yeah, you want to put it everywhere. No problem. I mean, if we want to make more money, why would we stop you from making more money? PlayStation is like, yeah, we're gonna let you kill your IP in the name of our console that it's not gonna sell on in the first place.
Oh man. All right. I think that's it for tonight, boys.
Yeah.
So did we learn anything about today? Nah.
Don't buy the Switch 2.
Don't buy the
It's the fastest Switch 1. People are stupid. They be hating on Xbox. Xbox tax is real. The handheld was real all along. And of course, Xbox is making another console that just announced today or yesterday, the partnership with AMD. What else that we didn't? What else did we learn today?
Game Pass is still doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and then some. It got better, not worse.
It got better.
Even though it costs more money, it got better. Like, and you saving more money.
Was there another price increase?
What was it last year?
Oh, that was last year though. Yeah, okay.
To what?
To Game Pass.
No, not yet.
It's coming.
Look, Xbox could care less about game price increases. It just makes the Game Pass offering look better.
Exactly.
Eventually, you're just gonna be foolish for overlooking Game Pass and paying $80 and $90.
Yep.
Because they're already charging, $120, $129 for some of these games with the season passes and stuff. And and so if you are going to just continue to overlook Game Pass, continue to overlook platforms where Game Pass exists, you're going to look foolish over time. But the thing is, and I have to go back to it, is that people really don't care. People like us care. We're hardcore gamers. We grew up playing everything. We grew up going to Blockbuster. These kids grew up playing Fortnite, Roblox, and that's all they care about.
Yeah.
But somehow, somebody has to get people playing new games, other games. That's why I always give Microsoft props. These tower defense games that are coming to Xbox, these strategy games that they're trying, like, I think it was 14,000 people bought Age of Mythology on PlayStation. But they're trying to get people playing new games. They have to try, man. You know, because us hardcore gamers, eventually our fingers are gonna start cramping.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we're gonna
Then
start.
what?
We're gonna start dying off.
Yeah. I know all about that with my Switch too. I'll tell you that much.
All right, guys. Let's head on out.
It's 9:21. Okay.
And
yeah.
921, baby. What's up?
Shout out.
Shout out,
to,
baby. What's up, Houston,
go
H-Town,
out with us,
713-281. What's up?
832-346.
Yeah, how many zip codes how many area codes are out there now?
Jesus Christ.
4 to my knowledge.
4?
To my knowledge. 346-832-713-281.
832. I forgot about 832. That's right.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it started with 713, and then 281 came around. Like, what is this 281? And when I left Houston, that was it. Was just 281 713. But then another one came up. What was it? 345?
6.
346?
Uh-huh.
And then you said there's another one?
There's 832-713.
Oh yeah, 832. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts.
And 713.
Yeah.
Remember, we didn't have to dial an area code at first.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And then 713, you had to start adding the area code.
Oh, that was the same thing with New York. It used to be 718 all my life, and then all of a sudden, I don't even remember when. You gotta add the zip. You gotta add the area code when you're calling.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, Cubs and
Even if you're
Astros in
calling a
first
number that was
place.
the same as yours.
The Astros have no
Even if
business
it's
being in
close to-
first place, man. They're not that good of a team.
You're always hating on the Astros.
I do. But you know what? If you look at this, you look at the records right now on everybody. Nobody's really taken off at all.
Detroit, Mets, and the Dodgers.
Yeah, but
20 games over 500 is a lot.
but look at all the wins and losses for all the teams across the board. Like, nobody's really like blowing away anybody. It's just they're all within 5 games. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Like if you compare all the first place teams.
I want to do it now.
Let me see me go right.
All right, the Yankees are barely. There's no space between them, Rays and Jays. And then Detroit is 10 games in front of the Guardians. Astros are 6 games ahead of the Mariners. I could be off by a half game. I'm not gonna add win and loss.
So you got Astros with 43 wins. You got Yankees with 43, so they're tied. You got Detroit.
The Mets and the Phillies are tied 10 games ahead of the Braves.
Then you got Detroit with 48, so they're leader of the AL right now. And then you got Mets at 45, you got Cubs at 45, and you got Dodgers at 46. So it's like, that's very close.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because I was looking at power rankings.
No, I'm looking at the standings.
Look at the standings. I was like, dang. Yeah, the Dodgers are only 4 games in front of the Giants. And the Cubs are only 5.5 ahead of the Brewers.
So nobody's.
Mets and the Phillies are tied.
Yeah, Mets and the Phillies are tied right now. Let's see, Tigers. Oh well, Tigers are taking the AL Central.
Tigers are 10 games ahead of the Guardians.
Yeah, they're taking that. Yankees. It's still a tight race there.
Yeah, that's what I said. The Yankees are barely. They're 2 and 3 games between the Rays and Jays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll catch the Yankees though.
And the Astros, I mean, they're not going to get far in the playoffs. I don't think so.
Man,
They're just way too inconsistent.
hater, bro.
I am a hater.
You're a fan. That's what you are, man. And unless you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, most fans that I hear from always scared and assume
He's like
the
a
worst.
pony, but it's baseball.
No, ponies are cowboys.
A Cowboys
Every-
fan.
every-
Oh, right.
They think they're winning even when they're losing.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody reps for them, even though they know nothing about them.
Yeah.
They rep them.
But
to be
I've been
cool,
saying
but
the
they know
Astros
nothing.
were going on a downhill slope right now for the last 3 years because they kept losing their good players. And somehow they're still kind of sticking around. So they're doing something right.
Yeah. I mean, who's that? Is he a right fielder?
Who, Cam Smith?
The youngster?
Yeah, Cam Smith.
Yeah, man.
That's what we got from the Cubs for Tucker.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, who's the guy, man? He was always hurt, but he's a big old Latino dude, man. He won the MVP.
Oh, Alvarez?
Was that his name?
He's hurt right
I
now.
don't think it was Alvarez. Was it?
Jordan?
No, not Jordan. The dude who left. Shortstop.
Oh, Correa.
Alex.
No, it's Carlos.
Yeah, well, shortstop.
Carlos.
Yeah.
You know, like they had some guys come up out of the farm too. You know, but the money is getting funny. You don't see them spending big on free agents or even considering it.
No, the Astros never pay. They don't give big contracts. They never pay anybody. It's always been a team-friendly contract, and if the guys wants to leave, we'll go. We're not going to pay you. Let some other chump team pay you.
I mean, there's only a few now, right? The Mets, the Yankees, and not even so much the Yankees. The Mets and the Dodgers. Those are the ones that are spinning everybody out of the room. It was the Yankees and the Red Sox that were able to buy championships for a while, and then the Red Sox ended up having a split ownership, like 18 different ways. And then it's the same thing with the Dodgers, but the Dodgers got a bunch of billionaires sharing.
Yeah.
And then the Steinbrenners, once George died, I mean, you're talking about old money. You see the Lakers just sold.
Yeah.
You see Mark Cuban sold.
Yep.
And he's a billionaire. The money is just getting too big. Like one being worth $3 billion, that ain't enough. Like the Lakers, they bought the team for 60 million way back when. But things outside of the Lakers aren't making them that kind of money or enough money to compete with real billionaires.
Yeah.
So you got to sell it to billionaires. Look at Mark Cuban. Like he said, I would never have traded Luka. Yeah, but you're not running the team anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You drafted Luka. You traded for Luka. This guy, he's just gonna do what he wants to do. He's gonna find new relationships, and he thinks Luka's fat. So get him out of here. You know what I mean? So like the Lakers sold for $10 billion, right? The guy who just died for the Ravens used to be the coach. His daddy bought the team for like $10 million back in the day. He's not a billionaire outside of. He wasn't a billionaire outside of football. But the thing about football is there's a cap and a floor. There's a cap and a floor in baseball, in football, or I'm sorry, basketball and in baseball. But they have luxury tax. NFL doesn't have a luxury tax that NFL teams can get. That's why all the owners can compete in football versus basketball or baseball. All right, I'm done.
All right, let's get out of here,
What's
guys. Peace. We're out of here. Nothing.
out.
No fancy outro. Bye.
You just